before we get into things though, I just want to show you this. Look at this, I thought I'd show you this. So I know it's got Jesus Christ in it. Brazil jersey. So, episode 11. Damn straight. Episode 11. Doing well. Keeping going. Well, I don't know if you know about it, but last episode I went into like struggles and stuff, and how tough life is, you know, and how tough life has been. Thankfully though, things have smoothed out, and things look like they're turning around and becoming good again, you know, things seem bright and all that. And I'll tell you about those two things that happened recently since that video till now. One to do with God and one, well, some to do with God again, but with Alex Eubank and his podcast, I think it's Boys in the Bible or something like that, or Bible and the Boys. I'll put it up just so you know. Yeah, and basically what happened was, well, the first thing was, God spoke to me through a book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, which is ironically the book I recommended last time. I realised this when reading it after I filmed that podcast, ironically, or the day after. And on the same day, I watched Alex Eubank on one of his videos about how tough his life was in 2024, and I resonated with so much because it was like me, nearly identical to me, and I'll tell you about it. So basically, it says like at the start, like the first half of 2024, it felt amazing. I know, like it felt like the best part of his life, like. And it was similar to me, you know, for the start of 2024, life felt amazing, you know. I was proud of myself. I'm like, you know, I've done that self-improvement for more than a year now. So getting into things and all that. And then, yeah, you know, it just felt good. And then he says, obviously, the second half of 2024, probably the worst time of his life. Same goes for me. Now, the reason why his life was horrible was because of a breakup, because of a girl, you know, he loved and all that, and they broke up, and he wanted a family, he wanted kids and all that, and the same as me, you know, I desire a future wife and to have family. I think about it every day, non-stop, pretty much, and, you know, I'm excited for that experience, and, well, he's the same, you know, so, again, something else to resonate with him, but, yeah, I mean, the reason why I was upset was, obviously, I did get broken up with, I know some other things as well, you know, which I said last episode, but just watching that and being able to resonate with him was just so nice. And like, even his podcast, the things he does, is similar to me, like where it's just him speaking to the camera. Yeah, he's got his mate on it as well, but there are some episodes, like the one I watched, of him just speaking to the camera like this and talking about stuff and life and all that. I think this is amazing. And again, it's something I can resonate with. Like, I know that this style can work. I mean, I'm not going to do it forever, I know that, because I do want people on my podcast, you know, but I know for now this is good enough, which I'm happy for, you know. But yeah, it was just so nice, and it lifted so much weight off my shoulders, and it made me realise that a lot of people go through this crap, and a lot of people will, you know. But there are influencers out there, there are other people out there who go through very identical things, maybe even the same thing, and they're there to talk about it, and it's just, you know, it's amazing, you know. Not in a gay way, no offense, but I do love Alex Eubank. It is just amazing. You know, the first time I saw him, it was on George Janko's podcast. That's why I watched the most, George Janko, his podcast, you know, and they would talk like about stuff and all that, and even I can't remember what it was exactly, but even some stuff in that podcast, George should be Alex Eubank, some of the stuff didn't even hit me, so I'm like, damn. And I think that might have been the thing that made me start this podcast, really. It might put it to my head, like, I do need to start a podcast, you know. It's something I wanted to do. It's a good way to reach you and all that, and reach other people, and it's something to try out to see if it works or not, you know. It's just another option, you know, and so far so good. But yeah, just from that, and ever since then, you know, it kind of was in the back of my head about Alex Eubank and all that, and I remembered having mentioned, I'm pretty sure I mentioned something about his style, like he just speaks in the camera, and sometimes it's like a therapy session. Like he even said in this, in the video I watched, I'll put it up here, it was about, well, obviously, like I said, you know, his worst time, like how bad has life been, and I'll put it in the link in the description so you can go and watch it for yourself if you haven't already, or maybe even rewatch it if you already have. But yeah, it's just amazing how I can resonate with it, and like I said, it was like therapy. And the last episode for me, talking to you about stuff, it was like therapy, getting it out and speaking all that. And at times I cringe to myself about it. It's just one of those things. But Alex Eubank was so open, more open than I've been, and yeah, it was just amazing to watch, and it's helped me. It can help me, with my own podcasts and all that. So yeah, but that's one of the things I wanted to talk about, and that's one of the things that helped me get better and feel much better now about life. Now, of course, there's still bad things happening. There's still some troubles and all that, which I wish weren't there. But life can't be perfect. But thankfully, I'm happy now. I'm getting happy. Things seem more colourful. I mean, I said last episode I'm going on a walk. I haven't done that yet because it rained after I filmed that episode, and then I'm going to do it yesterday, but I was too late to do it, so it is what it is. But yeah, it's generally amazing that life is getting better again. I see some colour, and I'm not fighting God anymore. I'm with God. I don't feel like He's taking me away from my purpose anymore. It feels like it's all just a part of it. If something is taking away from my purpose, it's myself in the end. Even if I'm not the sole cause of it, in the end it's me. So, but I do feel like God's helping me. I do feel like it is going to get me to my goals and to my dreams and help me succeed. And I can't wait for that. And I thank Him for that now. I love Him for that. But I realise He's on my side. And He's not against me. He can't be against me because He loves me so much. He loves us all so much. He loves you so much. There's nothing in this universe that loves us as much as Him. So, that's just amazing. And then the thing that happened before watching Alex Eubank's podcast, and I'm just like, damn, I could watch it forever, that episode. But the thing that happened before that, like I mentioned, was I realised it spoke to me in the book. Said the 7 habits of highly effective people. And what I mean by this is what I was going through, that book aligned with perfectly, like pretty much perfectly, with like how I need to change on how I'm viewing things and stuff like that. And that's what I've had to do, instead of seeing God as what hurting me and taking away from my purpose and all that. Instead, He's helping me and is getting me close to my purpose, and that's made me happy. It's all about, at the moment, it's about paradigms and changing how we see things and all that. I think it's great. I generally do think it's great. And then I realised from reading all this, I'm like, damn, this just feels too real, like as if God is talking to me. And then I spoke to myself about it. I'm like, it could be. Then I went on ChatGPT, because I do sometimes use chat. It might be wrong of me, I don't know, but I do sometimes use ChatGPT to help me with God and religion. I've done it plenty of times for a lot of things. It's like my Google, I just go to ChatGPT now for pretty much everything. So I just spoke to ChatGPT about all these issues and that gave me some comfort as well. Maybe God was speaking through ChatGPT, I don't know. But what I've learned and understood is God can speak to you and I through anything. And I mean anything. Like, if He can speak through it, if it's something you love and you can understand Him by, He'll use it. For example, He could use an event, like me, use a book, could use the Bible, your dreams, music, a podcast, a video, content creator, anything. If He can use it, and if you can understand Him by Him using that, then He will use it. Like, a bit of a tongue twister or whatever, but you get what I mean. Like, if He can use it, He will use it. So there's pretty much no limit to what He will use, and there's no limit to what the Holy Spirit can do and where you can find it, And it made me realise, like, I was asking Him to, like, I said this again last episode, like, I wanted Him to speak to me in my mind. But the thing is with me, with my thoughts now, I don't know if it's God, the devil, or just my stupid thoughts. I kind of struggle with that. So obviously, if He tried speaking to me in my mind, no matter what, it wouldn't work, because I wouldn't really believe it. I'd struggle with it. And then in the Bible, I do struggle understanding that, a lot of some of the stuff. So He's not really going to speak to me in that. I mean, He might do. And I'm not saying that you or whatever should go and put down the Bible, still read it every day. And obviously, the more you read it, the more you understand it. It's just at times I struggle understanding it, and I struggle to remember like Bible verses and stuff. I don't know why, I just do, or at least off by heart. I can know what they mean and all that sometimes, but I can't just be like, someone goes, oh, but Proverbs chapter 5 verse 26 and say what it is, because I'm just not there yet. But anyways, basically I struggle to understand and hear God in my thoughts, and I can sometimes do the same thing within the Bible. But what I do love and what I'm good at understanding is obviously reading, and Stoicism. So what God's done is, and what he does is, he will meet you halfway, and that's what he's done for me. He allowed me to hear him, and he used something that I would be able to hear him by, and I did, and I have, and a lot of weight has been lifted off my shoulders because of that. So what I'm saying to you is, if you're in the same situation as me or whatever, or if you don't see him, you don't hear him, you don't think he's there or like speaking to you when you ask him or when you need it, are you looking in the right place? Are you looking where you can understand him? Like, instead look like what I did in my thoughts or whatever, or in the Bible or whatever. Well, not the Bible, but can you look somewhere else? Like, is it someone you love? A place where you can go? Is it a song you love? Or like me with books? Are you sure you are looking in the right place where God is? And if you don't know yet, keep an eye out and listen. Because once you see it, you can't miss it. Because you'll understand it and you realise and you'll know it's him. So until then, be patient, of course, and look where he might be, and you might find him there. But that's what he did for me. He helped me hear him, and he met me halfway, and I'm just so grateful because I really, really needed it. It was about damn time, I just needed to hear him and speak to me and help me, and he has through that book, because he can speak to us for anything. So, might not even be something you think of, just one day or whatever, you just hear him and you'll be like, damn. So that's what it did for me, and that's what I'm grateful for, and that's what I bring to you. That, and also the fact that I love Alex Eubank, which might be the title of this podcast video, it might be something else, I don't know. But those are the two things I wanted to speak about on today's episode, of how God can talk to you through anything, and he will be there, and he is there. You just might not be looking at the right thing, and how it's good to have someone to resonate with and to relate to, like an influencer or something, or even someone in real life, which is nice to have that. And the fact that I found Alex Eubank for that is great. It's going to be another content creator / influencer that I'm going to be obsessed with. Probably my top 3 now, whatever, with Ryan Holiday and George Janko and, well, him. So yeah, but I just wanted to share those two things with you today. And I know it's kind of short, but I think it's very purposeful, this episode. And I've realised no matter what, you cannot give up. No matter how tough it gets, you can't give up. You just got to keep going. And eventually something will appear, and even like I've learned from that book, change how you see things. Instead of being so negative or whatever, I know it can be hard to try. It takes a lot of effort to switch up from being so negative to being so positive, but there's one thing that you can start with, one little thing, of being positive, and then the ball starts rolling, and sooner or later you'll be much more positive again, like me. Like, within a few days I've gone from being very upset to pretty happy, and yeah, I just want to share with you that today because it's important, and I love you all, and I appreciate you all for watching this video, and appreciate you being my audience, and I'm grateful that I can reach you. I'm very grateful that I have the ability and the option and that to be able to reach you. I'm grateful for that. And I thank you for being a guest on my podcast. Always will. From the first episode to whatever last episode will be. However long I do this for. But truly, I am grateful that you are here. So thank you, and I hope that has helped you in some way or another. Now, about that walk, I am hopefully going to go and do it now. So yeah, I'll probably take my penny board. Not my penny board, my nickel board, which is a bigger penny board. And if you don't know what a penny board is, it's like a plastic skateboard, which is good for cruising and stuff. because I can't do stunts. I tried and I almost died. Well, I say almost died. I fell off, blood started dripping from my hands, and I sent the skateboard launched into the back of my mum's car. So, yeah, I ain't trying an ollie anytime soon. But, yeah, I'll probably just take that, go down this long-ass lane. The book I recommend this episode, and I've no clue if I've done this, recommended this before. I need to look through my episodes, see which books I have recommended, which ones I haven't. Because I know I've read more than 11 books. I'm looking at like 20 odd here. And I feel like I've repeated some. Probably not. I don't know. But anyways, the book I recommend is Letters from a Stoic by Lucius Seneca. It's about, obviously, well, the letters he sent to people. What was the guy? I think there was one main guy he sent them to. Where was it? Lucilius. Yeah, that's who was helping out with these letters. But yeah, it's about life, virtues, death, all sorts, really, like living a good life and just life in general. And yeah, it's about all sorts. It covers a lot of stuff, so I do recommend it. Yeah, it is an amazing book. That's what it looks like. Collins Classics version. That's one I've got. You know, it's modern English, so at least you know that. And there's a bit of wisdom, and it even says it on the back, which I'll give you this. You know, no man can live a happy life or even a supportable life without the study of wisdom. So there we go. That's a bit of wisdom there, and that's a good place to start. But yeah, it's a bit of wisdom there for you. Book recommendation, and thank you for watching this episode. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Now I'm hopefully off to go and do a walk, so in a bit I might even put some pictures up if I get any. Yeah, anyways, in a bit.